Ladies and gentlemen, I have to warn you ahead of time that today, after spending about 4 days of totally stressing about the coronavirus, I totally lost my mind. Like, totally. I don't know when it's coming back. So, on that note, I'm going to give you a coronavirus update and do the best I can. But I've just gone straight silly. So, I might offend you. That's the way it goes. I'm your Planetary Defense Commander, and last night I watched the State of the Union address for the first time in years, maybe over a decade or so. I stay away from politics because I think it's total garbage, but I watched to see what the president's response would be, and basically it was like, "Hey, dude, we ain't got shit to worry about, and it ain't gonna affect our economy at all. The economy's greater than ever." And then today I was like, "Okay, I'm losing it, dude. I'm not going to worry about it if nobody else is like, oh." But yeah, 563 dead people, 27,000 infected, and 1137 elite recovery. As you can see, the numbers continue to climb as we've been dealing with this for about 12 days total. But it's pretty scary, man. But hey, dude, if it's just going to get crappier and everyone's just going to hate everybody more consistently, maybe the dead people are the lucky ones. Okay, so here's the numbers, I've been kind of working with. Yesterday, which is the 3rd, or on the 3rd, we had 492 deaths. And so the numbers continue to form a geometric pattern. And so until the numbers go down, there's no reason to not plan for this shit now. Like, they're running out of major supplies in Hong Kong, like toilet paper and stuff. But as you can see, if the numbers, basically what the death numbers are doing is they're tripling every 3 days. I mean, they're doubling. I'm sorry. They're doubling every 3 days. And so if that trend continues, we are going to be looking at staggering death totals in about 10 days. And that's why it's just, to me, it's discouraging to see everyone, including the media and Americans, focused on either Donald Trump not shaking a hand on Nancy Pelosi or her ripping up pieces of paper. Hey, man, it's 2020, so let's try and have some fun where we can. And, it's like China's shut down so many cities and where people aren't allowed to leave their homes. And so oil has shit the bed, where the 20% of consumption is off the books due to China shutting down, and they're pretty much neck and neck with us and the biggest economies in the world. So to think that this isn't going to affect us, it isn't going to affect the economy, is pretty nuts. Starbucks has closed over half their stores. That's why I've gone insane, because it's now is the time we should be preparing, working together. Like, there's never been a bigger event for us to unite around to prepare to prevent this thing. Okay. And so you prepare for the worst and pray for the best. And so what happens if the coronavirus outbreak becomes a pandemic? Oh, man. Now remember, this thing is kind of exploded over 12 days. And so now Japan's health ministry says 10 more people on board the quarantine Diamond Princess cruise ship have tested positive for the new coronavirus, bringing the total number of confirmed cases to 20. The ship is docked at the Yokohama port. A lot of the, transportation companies and their businesses are getting hit hard as China virus hits cruise ships, car makers, airlines, and Airbuses. The Pentagon has approved 6 military bases for Wuhan coronavirus quarantines. A photo shows that some coronavirus patients in Wuhan are being treated in their cars because there are too many sick people in hospitals. And that's the thing. I watched the WHO update today earlier. I watched the whole thing. And one takeaway was from the fact that the only deaths they're counting right now are the people who die in hospitals. And so, some people, because the hospitals are overloaded, I believe some people are, the hospitals can't take anymore. So whatever data we get on this stuff You got it's kind of sketchy. And they answered the question. They said, how do you know you can trust the data? And they said, well, if China was lying about the data, then we would start to see the virus spreading in a bunch of other countries, and they wouldn't lie about the data. But we're only in like 12 days outbreak. It's got a 2-week incubation period, and it starts out feeling like the flu until it tears up your lungs. So we're just in the window of now is the time we should be over preparing for it, doing what we can all over the globe to reduce it instead of wait to find out that it was a major problem. Now is the time for vigilance, which is not really happening. The rapid acceleration of cases is of concern. Scientists, the coronavirus may be more contagious than thought. The stock market is taking the coronavirus is a sign of super great things. It was like Tesla just went nuts, and then Microsoft has gone nuts. The stock market went up 300 points today, Dow Jones. The WHO's Dr. Tedros had a warning for member countries: invest today or pay more later. We cannot defeat this outbreak without solidarity, political solidarity, technical solidarity, and financial solidarity. As I was extremely disappointed to not see the leader of the free world, at least alert people that this may be a major problem in the United States in March and April if we don't do everything we can to prevent it and make sure we are monitoring everything and focusing our resources and attention on this thing. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. And I know people lose their mind if I suggest there are times where our president could do a better job. But I did it with Obama, and I'm going to do it now. And if that means you're going to walk away from my channel, I understand. Kramer, I understand why people are buying stocks after watching Trump's State of the Union, because he basically said everything is great and we don't really have anything to worry about other than immigrants and the opioid crisis. A business conference in Singapore has been tied to coronavirus cases in South Korea and Malaysia, prompting a multinational query into the transmission of the virus. Anyone remember Zero Hedge? And remember, Zero Hedge got kicked off of Twitter for implying that the coronavirus came out of a lab instead of people eating bats. And you know how crazy that is? It's like saying, oh, dude, Americans ate one too many chickens, and so we got a super chicken virus. Or we ate one too many cows, and we got a cow virus. Anywho, and I just want to state to the people in Asteroid Fight Club that sometimes I get intel or information from people, and 2 different sources told me in person that this was a bioweapon that got out of the lab. And so that seems to ring way more true. But like the coverage of it and the response has just been, I don't know, man. Like I said, I've never been more, as your planetary defense commander and as Thor of THORnews, I've never been more stressed out than I have been over the last 4 days, until I just lost my mind and started singing Baby Shark, do 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 do. So that's where we're at. So we're gonna have to keep a close eye on the numbers. We've got 27,000 confirmed cases, 23,000 suspected cases, 564 fatalities, 3,614 in serious and critical condition, 1,030 recovered. Most of the cases as of now are in China. 25 countries reporting cases. And so, this is THORnews. This is Astro Fight Club. I'm trying to inspire people to be heroic and team up. So I'm not trying to spread fearmonger. YouTube pretty much demonetizes coronavirus videos anyways. So I'm not doing this for clicks, man. I'm saying until this graph stops heading upwards, everyone, this is our number one threat on the planet right now. And that we as Americans, like they're talking about, they're running out of masks. Like in Hong Kong, they ran out of toilet paper. It's weird. Just since I've lost my mind and I talk about crazy shit, one thing that never fails to surprise me. I've lived with 2 women in my lifetime. Women use a lot of toilet paper. I'm like, what are you guys doing in there? Why do you need to use like a roll a day? Anyway, I tried to inject some levity into the subject. Did it work? As of right now, there are no current therapeutics that are thought to be highly effective against coronaviruses in general. And as I said, I watched the coronavirus and the update on is China lying about the data. The answer was if they were, we would see a larger outbreak numbers across the globe. That's right. Also, the dead who haven't been officially tested. There have been insufficient testing kits for almost 2 weeks now. Aren't counted as infected or no COVID fatalities at all. An interesting takeaway from the live WHO coronavirus update, only people who die in hospital are being counted in the totals. And, the one thing is supposedly the majority of the people who have died are 70 and above. So, I don't know. 2020 is crazy, but the World Health Organization has basically said this is a global emergency. This is a global problem. I would check out their daily updates because they try to give decent information, although while not trying to get people to fear or panic. But you have over 70 million people who are basically staying home in China. That is 1/5 of America. Can you imagine if they asked 1/5 of America to stay home for 2 weeks or a month? It's just interesting times. And the thing that really set me off, that I made a mistake of reading Nostradamus quatrains, which I'll make a video about later. But he basically there's only one thing where he breaks down a whole year called presages. And there's 1 year where he's talking about plague and pestilence. The whole years, out of all the years he talks about, it's the only one. And so he basically says the proud nation, which would be us, there's no one prouder than the USA, doesn't get it till March. And so, I just think that our defensive measures on this thing and our awareness is pretty piss poor right now, that having everybody continually argue about politics, which they've done for 5 years straight, is just not the move, man. And to see the Dow Jones just skyrocket as the numbers are skyrocketing is pretty disheartening. It's like picking up nickels in front of a steamroller. Data suggests virus infections underreported, exaggerating fatality rate. That was brought to us by Reuters. We are rallying on efforts to contain the coronavirus. Russian market, who supports, brings zero hedge out of free zero hedge, man. And this is people waiting in line to buy face masks. And so you guys have been incredible in your support for me, THORnews, this month. And so I gonna go to the grocery store and stock up on water and toilet paper, and in case something does happen. But they've been running out of masks and toilet paper. Although I'm gonna load up on whiskey and NyQuil too. If I get it, I'm just gonna be like Lieutenant Dan and be like, if it takes me, it takes me. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But apparently, if you get it, it does leave respiratory problems that don't go away. And so, it's next level doom and gloom, man. This is like a city of 20 million. This would be like New York, man, with like 5 cars on the road. And, and even if it doesn't affect us, the idea that this isn't going to affect our overall global economy and our markets it just shows how, I don't know, it just seems like there's an effort to make Americans not worry, not prepare. Like there's an effort to just tell everybody everything's okay, everything's great, everything's fine, when it seems like it would be much better to be telling people, hey man, this is a serious situation and there's never been a better event to unite for. India, at least 2,000 Indians have now been quarantined across the country in hospitals or in their homes after displaying symptoms of the coronavirus. Like viruses are like invisible things that float around. And you would think, shit, I would be having like super programs to see who could invent vaccines. I don't know. I'm trying not. I mean, I've literally been like so stressed out for the last 4 days to where I'm just like, okay, can't be that stressed out anymore. It's like Apple, its stock is up 7% this week as its stores in China are totally closed and Foxconn won't resume full production for a few weeks. Like, nothing makes sense right now. And that until we see these numbers decline, I won't be able to sleep well or rest well. I need a day or two away from the doom and gloom, though, man. It's been a wild ride since December 15th, huh? And this is the weirdest story. Where like visitors, and I saw one of them worded away that visitors with the coronavirus almost toured the Pentagon a few days ago, but the Pentagon department canceled the tour at the last minute due to concerns of the coronavirus epidemic. But it makes it sound like that they're in America already. I don't know, man. I believe in God, Jesus Christ, and the Holy Spirit, and whatever is going to happen to me is going to happen. But I am so disappointed in the overall response to this. And it's just how, it's like half of America wishing death on the other half of America based on political, bullshit. Like, am I the only one who's wondering if this coronavirus will be used to clean up the homeless problem in California? It would be a quick, easy, and thorough solution. Like, I don't know, man. Jesus Christ doesn't want you hating the poorest people, the most less fortunate. That is not. Might even take care of the problem of stupidity. Like, dude, it mainly kills people over 70. Okay? And nobody's going to be free from it. So I will never understand the levels of hate. How you can hate a state or just literally want people who don't agree with you to die. That is why I hate politics, not the people, just the overall virus that is politics, man. It's really rotted people's so many brains. And just the idea that we all hate each other, it's just, I don't know, man. It's disheartening. All right, so now I'm going to think about pie. I'm sorry, like I said, I've kind of gone crazy. I'm sorry if this wasn't the greatest coronavirus update ever. I should have put more sugar in the spoon or been more like hoity-toity or just picked one political side to be like, they're the greatest of all time or whatever. Anyway, stay cool. God bless everyone. Talk to y'all soon. Peace out. Oh, and if y'all want to send me a letter, that would be great because I have a feeling this month I'm going to need all the encouragement I can get. Okay. I love you, though. Whatever this is, most of us will survive it, I hope. Okay. But damn, I want things to improve. What happened to everybody's sense of humor? Hit the button, baby. God bless everyone.